First of all, hope you guys had a good day. Got your notes ready because this is going to be very helpful. And these are some tips that I've gathered on when I was in Sri Lanka and when I was searching for answers before going to Australia or any pathway that would go take me to Australia. I wanted to know these informations and these kind of information the typical Sri Lankan agencies never gave out. They always made it seem like it's so nice. They just wanted the money, basically. They just wanted the money. So their goal is going to treat you as a customer. That's pretty much it. They don't care about your life after you reach Australia. They literally have zero care. And I'm telling this from experience. They make it look very nice, but they are not telling the truth. So first of all, the main question that I think you guys are eager for is how do you find part time jobs as a university student in Australia? So, currently, you guys have the work restrictions. I don't know, I can't remember. I think it's like 48 hours per fortnight. But the hardest thing is finding part time jobs in Australia. So what I did was, first of all, started from ground zero. I never worked in Sri Lanka. Like I never worked in Sri Lanka because what I was like 18, 17. We don't work, especially like part-time jobs. But here I had to change my mindset. Like I had to do the odd jobs. So make sure when you come to Australia, you change that mindset because here they don't treat you differently. Like in Sri Lanka, if you work at Burger King or McDonald's, they look at you different. Here there's nothing like that. And you're a student, so you're in the grind. You need money to find for your fees, your living. You need to survive. And here if you do those kind of jobs, they pay very good. Like you can survive, you can pay off your rent, you can have a good life, you can even send money to your parents. Like I did that, not the first year, but this from the second year I made sure I have my budgets right and I send money to my parents. Like you can do all of that as well as live good. Like here living standard, we all know the reason we come to Australia is the living standard that's so good. So that's it. So the first thing is resume. Here you create a normal resume. Targeting. You don't put all your experience. Don't put your A levels. Don't put your O levels. This is for like part-time jobs. If you're targeting part-time jobs, don't put your A levels, O levels. The reason that I'm saying is that has nothing to do with the job that you're going to do. Let's say you're going to work at a fast food place. They don't care about your A levels. They don't care about your O levels. They just want to say, all right, are you available? What times are you available? Your age, because if you're older, fast food places they don't like to hire. If you're 19 or if you're 18 or if you're 20, they love to hire because the pay that they have to give is very low. And here the standard pay rate is 30 Australian dollars, around 30. So it could go 28, 30, 32, maybe 34. So it depends. So what I did was I worked at Hungry Jacks. Hungry Jacks is basically Burger King in Sri Lanka. So but here, so for my age, I got during that time around 23, 24. But now the base salary is 30, so it's all good. So if you can get into that kind of job, that would be perfect. Because hear me out, when you get into that kind of jobs, it is for your TFN, something called tax file number. You have to have a tax file number here that allows you to legally work in Australia. So make sure you have a tax file number. Write it on your notepads. Yeah, make sure you have a tax file number as soon as you come. And if you are planning to do like other jobs like cleaning jobs, subcontracted jobs, you need to have a ABN. I'll get to it slowly. But for TFN, Hungry Jacks, those kind of fast food places, retail places, so like clothing stores, a lot of girls go to retail stores because they hire a lot of ladies. So if you're a lady, go to retail stores. They're gonna hire you instantly. Not instantly, but you have a higher chance of getting there, and the work is pretty chill. Like you just have to look at the customers, treat them, is this what you want, blah blah blah, and they have plenty of shifts. So here there's plenty of retails, plenty of fast food places. Have your tax file number, and then make sure I what I did was I went there and gave my resume, as well as one of my friend was also working there, so he talked up the manager. So what I said was, I said I used to work at Arpico in Sri Lanka. I never worked at Arpico in Sri Lanka, but I said that I worked in Arpico in Sri Lanka. I think he knew that I was lying, but I needed the job. So I'm not saying to you guys to lie. Maybe just say that you haven't worked, or something, like say something that you have worked, maybe work in your dad's company or something like that, handling cash registers and stuff like that. That's ideal for that kind of job. So once you get into that job, make sure you talk to the manager, let them know that your these are your availability days. And once they roster you, don't ever skip a day, because you need to find your fees. You have a huge money commitments, and you can take sick leaves, but I don't suggest you take like sick leaves and stuff like that in the first 4 months, because they want to see how good you are. And even there, don't just be, for example, I'm talking from my experience in Hungry Jacks. I didn't just make the burgers, I did everything. I cleaned the big broilers, and I cleaned the air fryer. So that's a lot of technical stuff which the foreigners here, they don't like to do it. Like even everyone who's working at Hungry Jacks, they refuse to do it, but I could do it. So that, what does that mean? They need me. I somehow made myself unique so that they need me. No, who else is going to do? Like I am the only guy who got trained to do it. So they had to give me shifts, and that's how I secured shifts. Like I learned how to clean the broiler. That's how I got burnt here as well. So I had to learn all of that stuff, and I made myself useful, and I told, all right, let me know whenever there are shifts coming up. I'm gonna roll up no matter what, because I need the money. So it's easy. And my manager was also very good. Like most of the managers here are very very good, you know. So I had a New Zealand manager, so you got to be able to what do you call, interact with multicultural people. She was a very lovely lady, like that manager. So she used to give me like, oh, you go ahead and eat free food, you know, I'll give you more shifts, I'll let you know when there's free shifts coming up. So we had that good connection, and she's a very very lovely woman as well. So that's one thing. Okay, resume, don't make it 2 3 pages. That's not going to get you hired in a part-time job. Quick, are you good at cash registers? How old are you? And maybe a bit more about your teamwork and stuff like that. That's it. But better if you go there and give it. And then here there is online sites called seek.com or indeed.com, and there's other sites as well, but these two are the main ones. So if you go there and check for retail jobs, fast food places, and other jobs, you can apply there. But normally apply online, but best if you go there as well as give it your resume. So that's what I did. And then network, you got a network. So as soon as you come to Australia, there's the orientation week. Don't miss that. Don't miss the orientation week. Go to the orientation meet, talk with a lot of people, not just Lankans. Don't just talk with Sri Lankans. Don't just stay in that small community, because I know it feels home when you're talking with Sri Lankans and you gather around Sri Lankans. But here you have to talk with everyone to expand, to get you more opportunities. Because here it's not just Sri Lankans that are living. Here there's all kinds of nationalities. So you gotta network. So make sure the first week of uni you talk. Even if you can't, if you're shy, make yourself to talk, because the friends that you're gonna make in uni, like the first week, the other people that you're going to make, they are going to last you till right now, you know. These are the kind of friends, because after that it's hard to make friends. So networking is number one. And the other one, so make sure, I've written everything here. There's human resources companies. So everyone has been asking me where I got those agencies, where I got the air conditioner unloading job and stuff like that. That is through a human resource agency company. So these are called human resource companies. So if you come here, Google search human resource companies and let them know that you're up for work, and they will ask, what type of work do you need? Do you need like hard labor jobs, desk jobs, or whatever? So I applied for hard labor jobs. I said, okay, like I'm young, I'm strong, so give me like hard labor jobs. What else that's there? So they give you like a small test that you need to do, 15 minutes there. I did it, I got hired. And then what they do is they send you text messages. All right, there's a shift here, 8 hours, this is the amount of money that you're getting. Reply yes if you want to pick up this job. I replied yes for everything. And the salary was very good. Like during that time it was 30. I got paid 34 or 35 per hour for 6 7 hours. But this is for the ABN, so the Australian business number. Basically, they treat you as a subcontractor. If you work at retail, for the tax file number, they treat you as an employee of that company. So they have some liabilities that they need to cover. They have to pay you superannuation. Superannuation is basically your retirement fund. So if you are working for the tax file number, they pay you a retirement fund every month. You can't take it out. You can only take it out when you're 60 or 65. I can't remember, somewhere on that, but they pay you a retirement fund. For the ABN, that is basically you acting as a subcontractor. And so they hire subcontractors, and you go there, you do the job, come home, that's it. So there's plenty of jobs for the ABN. Human resource companies, keep that in mind when you come here. Human resource agencies, just type, send your resumes, and go for the interviews. Like, don't neglect any interviews. And one human resource company I would like to give an example for you guys is a company called Symmetry. Not the graveyard Symmetry. Symmetry. I'm just gonna write it here. Symmetry. That's Symmetry. So that is a human resource company that I got my AC unloading jobs and stuff like that, and it paid very well. That helped me a lot. The other job that I got, which actually helped me pay my whole uni fees, is the flower delivery. So flower delivery is basically this big company, big warehouse. They are florists, but it's a big warehouse. So I was one of the delivery drivers there, me and three of my friends. That paid a lot because so they got a lot of orders during COVID. It just boomed up, and thank God even I got that job from one of my friends again. And so per day I was earning roughly around 400 plus easily, because let me tell you why. There are different suburbs that you have to deliver, so it's basically two shifts. I have to go in the morning at 9, so 9 till 1, and then once the other orders are done, it's basically 2:30 till 6 or whatever. But it's 400 is pretty good. So in the morning, this is how it works. You have an area, okay, and let's just say, for example, a suburb called Forest Hill. You have to deliver 10. There are 10 orders to Forest Hill, and there's 10 orders to Clayton, and there's 10 orders to St Kilda in one trip. So per order they pay, for example, in one suburb they pay $15 delivery fee. So your salary basically. So 15 into 10 in that suburb, and another 10. So 15, like there are different rates. You might get 20, 25. So the more orders, you can easily cover 400. So this is two shifts like that, and they have a plenty of orders. And that was one of the main reasons that I could find my uni fees. I went to Deakin University in Burwood, and the uni fees was 16,000 per month. Sorry, 16,000 per semester. That's a lot. There's no way that you can earn that much working as an hourly employee. You have to do something like this. So even the ladies might be thinking, like, what kind of jobs can we do? Ladies, you guys can be florists there. So I was talking to a couple of florists there, like what they did, how, like, there's a lot of ladies that was working as florists. So I was asking, how did you get this florist job? Even I would like to work as a florist. It'd be kind of pretty easy. You just have to get some flowers, wrap it up, easy work. So they said that you have to do like a small certificate. It's like what, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, and once that's done, they give you training on the spot, and you learn to make those different kind of flowers. So it's like different bouquets, gifts, stuff like that. So that's pretty easy. So all the ladies, keep in mind, go to florist shops. And let me see. So that's one. And then there's kitchen hand. I don't recommend kitchen hand, although that's an option. That's an easily accessible job that everyone can get into. But kitchen hand is a lot of like, it's hectic. There's a lot of stress in the kitchen. Like, kitchen hand is basically working in a restaurant, in the kitchen, washing the dishes. And from my experience, that was the most shittiest job that I did, because there's a lot of, like, everyone who's working there is just different types of people, like different types, different mentalities, different way they speak. Like, from my experience, they weren't speaking respectfully. And I knew that, nah, I'm not gonna stay there for a while. I'm gonna resign. So, kitchen hand job, maybe some other people found it well, but I didn't find it well. And ladies, again, ladies and men, like you guys also can apply. A lot of people here work in aged cares. So aged cares, you have to do one certificate as a aged care nurse, not nurse, but like assistant, aged care assistant. That's what they call. So you can work at aged cares. That pays a lot. That pays around 29, 30, $31. A lot of people do it. A lot of ladies do it here. And they get constant shifts. So, and that's more like a feminine job. So all the ladies, you guys can go for aged cares. And it's a bit of a hard work, but you'll find more friends, everyone in your age. And I highly recommend, if you guys are coming, aged care flourish for women. Guys, HR agencies, hard work, maybe air conditioners unloading, working in a factory, being a delivery driver at a gift shop, all good. All right. So the next one is, let me think, budgeting tips and how I managed my income as a uni student. So I'm just gonna talk about the bank accounts here. So there are different kinds of banks. Obviously, there's ANZ, which is Australian Australia New Zealand Bank. There's NAB, National Australian Bank. There's Commonwealth, and then so those are the three. There are four major banks. Banks. I can't remember the last one. Don't open an account in NAB, National Australian Bank. Don't open an account. I've had the worst experience. As soon as I came, I had, like, a couple of people tell me, all right, open an account in NAB. Cool, I opened an account in NAB. But they are very strict. Like, you have to upload your tax receipts every year, some restrictions, and their updations and all that stuff. No, don't open in NAB. I highly recommend ANZ, Australian New Zealand Bank. That's where I bank, and that's where my accounts are. I do have a couple of in NAB, but I don't use it. But ANZ I highly recommend, because this is the reason. When I had to pay fees, when I had to pay uni fees, I was short on like $1,000 or 1,500, 2,000, somewhere around that amount of dollars. So I went to NAB, okay, National Australian Bank. I said, "Can I get a credit card? Like, I badly need it. I need to pay my fees. I need a credit card. Like, I've been working. Like, I showed my pay slips. Here are my pay slips. I can afford to pay it off. Like, it's a credit card." They said no, they don't give credit cards to international, to people in temporary, sorry, to people, to students, basically everyone in student visa. They don't give credit cards. I was like, okay, because I knew that 5 6 years ago they did give credit cards, and they had this whole issue that people are not paying their credit card off, especially students, like everyone on student visa. And they made it very strict, basically not to give credit cards or any kind of loans. You can never get loans here, okay, especially if you're on student visa. So then I went to ANZ, and I asked them, could I get a credit card? Like, I badly need it. The first, who's that? The person who comes and talks. So she said, no, we don't give according to your visa. I will like, come on, can you ask your manager? So this is where good networking, straight to the point, somehow finding a way. It could have, she should have said no, yes, but I don't care. I'm going to keep on asking, because I badly needed the money. I was like, can I get a credit card? She was like, no, sorry, we don't give. I was like, can you ask your manager, please? Because it's going to help me. And $1,000, like, you can clearly see, and always speak clearly here, like, go straight to the point, make it make sense. I was like, here, money is coming in every week, I can easily pay it off, so why can't you treat me as a good customer? You've seen your bank statements, if the whole year, I'm good, I have never gone minus on my bank account. So come on, just give me $1,000. Like, don't be scared to speak up. So then she took my name, my ID, and everything, and went to her branch manager. So, like, she was in another cubicle. The branch manager was Sri Lankan. So she came to me, like, she saw my name, and as soon as you see my name, they know, oh, Sri Lankan. So she was a Sri Lankan. She came to me, and then she was like, ah, ලංකාවෙන I was like, yeah, මේ මාලා මේක මට මේ fees ගෙවා ගන්න ඕනේ. So I badly need the whatever amount that you can give. So she like, okay, I'll see what I can do. She's a branch manager, so obviously she can issue me a credit card, and she issued me a credit card. $1,000. Perfect. And then with time, I can increase the limit. So on that mobile app, you can just increase your limit 1,500, 2,000. So whenever I needed, I increase my limit. But I only increased for the amount that I can pay it off. Don't over increase and and like for for a value that you cannot pay off, because then your debt, your credit is going to reflect bad, and that's going to impact your future. Okay, so whenever you need to buy a house in the future, or a car in the future, and it shows that you haven't paid it on time, you have taken too much debt, they are going to refuse the loan. So always keep your future in mind. Use only the money in the credit card that you can pay off before the due date. Keep that in mind, guys. Like, this is honest advice. I've seen a lot of people mess up this. Take only the money, use only the money that you can pay it off in the next month. Okay, so that's one. The ANZ I highly recommend. So here too, you have two access accounts and savings accounts. That's in every bank account that you have. Perfect. What else? What else? All right. So when you're working, what I did was I was working at Hungry Jacks, the Flowers, blah blah blah. I made sure that I went to all the shifts and I had a minimum amount that I had to earn. No matter what, I didn't go out for parties. I didn't go here and there, neglecting my shifts. Don't ever do that, because one shift or two shifts, if you neglect, that's going to impact you on the, maybe you're paying your fees or your rent or whatever. So don't drop shifts just in vain, because once you get into the mood, like, you, I know it's hard for you guys. Like, when you're first coming here, it was hard for me, like going to work, going doing these odd jobs. I freaking hate it. But once you get into the rhythm, once the money starts coming in, you're like, all right, this is what I have to do, I'm gonna do it. Keep that keep that mindset. Like, all right, I'm in this position, I'm a uni student, I need money, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It's fine, let other people judge me, because no one's gonna judge you, honestly. The people who are gonna judge are just useless people. No one's gonna judge you, because everyone's working hard. Everyone's working hard to live. You're also working hard to live and build your life. That's what matters. Okay, I just went on a small rant, but that is it. The other one, be careful. Here, there's a lot of fake tax department calls. Once you start working, your number's gonna, there's like data leaks and stuff. So they have your calls, they have your numbers here. What they call is, first of all, the Australian Taxation Office, which is also called ATO, would never call you unless something serious, probably. But for the average Joe, no, they would not call you. But the scam that's happening is, they're gonna be like, this is the Australian Taxation Office, you have been blah 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 blah. They have a full-on professional script. Trust me, they have a full-on professional script. And they'll be like, all right, so we need your details, or else blah blah blah, your account's gonna get banned. Don't fall it, just cut the call. What I did was, I was like, oh, are you serious? I just wanted to go on a rant and see what happens. So I was like, oh, are you serious? I don't have money, blah blah blah. I wasted his time. I had a good laugh, and then we kept the call. So keep that in mind. The fake calls, don't answer. That's it. And then the other one. So I know you guys are in Sri Lanka. Everyone in Sri Lanka, yeah. Things to consider before renting a house here. So this is a very important topic, because this is going to impact on how you're gonna actually finish your degree. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the cost. There's a monthly cost, and then there's a bond that you have to pay, which is, the bond is typically equal to the monthly cost, monthly rental cost. So you have to pay the bond, the full bond, for the 4 weeks of the rent, as well as the next month's rent. When you give the bond here, bond basically means that it's like a security deposit. You're going to get it, you are going to get it back once your lease is done and you're going out of the house when you're leaving. But from my experience and from what I've seen, and I can't guarantee, but from what I've seen, 95% they don't give the bond. So don't have high hopes of thinking, all right, my lease is done. I've lived here 12 months. I'm going to leave. You tell your landlord, hey, this is my last day. I'm going to leave. They'll be like, all right, we'll need to assess. So what they're going to do is, they're going to assess your place that you've been living. And the bond that you give, they'll be like, oh, see, this is damaged. This door is damaged. This is going to take this much. This is going to take that much. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Somehow they don't want to give you the bond. It's fine. It's fine. you know Because I know a lot of people, they pay the bond, and in the last 11 months they are telling me, don't worry, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna get my full bond back, 2000, 3000, whatever. I'm gonna get my bond back. Don't keep that in mind. Don't make financial decisions thinking that you might get your bond back. Okay, once you give the bond, think of it as gone. Okay, if you get it, you're lucky, good job. If you don't, it's fine, but don't make your financial plans accordingly. Don't think that, oh, I'm going to pay my fees here because I'm going to get my bond from here and then I can pay. Don't make that. You're going to mess up and you're going to not have enough money to pay your fees. Okay, so that's one. Here, and then there's utilities, internet bills, everything on top. So as a uni student, you would be only able to afford a shared house. A shared house is typically four people in a house. There are other houses that has six, seven, 10 people in the house. I would recommend don't go to that much amount of houses, but probably 3 people is good. There are going to be disturbances, there's going to be noises, there's going to be a lot of cooperation that you have to do, there's going to be a lot of sacrifice that you have to do. Again, there's going to be a lot of fights. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of fights. Because first of all, I don't want to target a specific culture, but it's multicultural. So first of all, we need to understand their mindset, and we can't expect them to understand our mindset. So there's different ways that they're living, which for us it's like, ew, like why are you living like that? But it is what it is. So make sure you check the people who you're living with, and is there a proper process, like who's going to do the payments, who's the landlord, who's in charge, everything. Because here, let me see. Bond. Yep. Yeah, so everything check, and there's these documents. You need a document, bro. At the starting, people might say, yeah, you can come live with me, you can come live in our house, don't worry about rent, like just give me cash on this day. No formal agreements, nothing. Don't ever go. You need a formal agreement here. If you're staying, you need a formal agreement, or you're responsible for it. If something happens, you are responsible. They're going to say, for you to get out of the house, and you have no what you call proof that you have paid the bond, you have done this, and you're the current tenant. Always have that legal document, a tenancy document that says the day that you came. So it's an official document that the Australian government gives to every all the landlords. The day that you came, the day your lease is ending, the amount of bond you paid, and your monthly rent. So that legal document, keep it in your hand. If there's no documents, don't go to those houses, because it's a risk. There might be good people, there might be good people, but it's not official. If something happens, it's all on you, because you're keeping all your main belongings inside the room. They have a spare key. Obviously they have a spare key. They come in, take some stuff. You can't guarantee here. So that's one thing. And so you pay the bond, always have receipts. So every month when you're giving your rent, make sure you get a receipt from them. A receipt. They are viable to give you a receipt. They have to give you a receipt. Maybe it's like a written document, like a written receipt, or some other form of payment. And also, the rental history is very important, because always keep good connections with your landlord. Whatever, just do your thing. Don't just go. Because what I'm saying is, once you have to move out, they're going to check how much you have paid. Like if you're applying for a different rental house, they're going to say, all right, so this guy was living at 1300 per month. Cool. How is he affording? How is his money? But if you haven't paid that much, let's say you have only afforded 500 a month. Okay, this is just random numbers. Okay, if you've been paying 500 a month, whenever you go out and you want to go to a better place for rent, they're going to see, he only paid 500 a month. Like, can he actually afford our place? Is it a risk for us? Because there is a lot of people who are bidding for the house, who are waiting to come into this house. So maybe another guy who has paid earlier 1500, he has a better chance than you. That's something that I face, because I paid a very cheap rent. Like during uni days, I paid a very cheap rent. I got a very good place. with a, there was a Malaysian lady in charge, an old lady, and it was just three people, and the third one didn't even come out of the room. It was very silent, and it's not students. These are old people. So I was lucky enough to get into a house like that, and I only paid $680. You can never find a place in Melbourne, Victoria, wherever, for 680 per month with bills. And with the amount of peace I got, that was a very good place that I got. So I was lucky. I was lucky. I genuinely have to say this. I was lucky. But I made sure I was a very good tenant. I didn't make a lot of noise. I respected everyone's space. You know, so that's one. So keep that in mind. And here, strict deadlines. You can't tell the landlord, here, I don't have money for this month, I'll pay in the next week. No, you gave your bank. Normally they sometimes, if you're under like agency, they just cut it off from your bank account. So make sure you have your rent, guys. Like, do your jobs, whatever, cover your rent. Make sure you have enough money for your rent. Okay, you got to make good financial decisions, please. And always, you have a rental agreement. Okay. Oh shit, what was that? Okay, cool. So you have a rental agreement, and make sure you check what is the termination. Everything has to end. So make sure you know how it's going to end. What are the factors for termination? Like, can you leave before? If you have to leave before, how much should you pay? uh Maybe after this, do you have to pay monthly? Is the lease agreement still valid? These are very important. People might say, don't think too much, it's just rent, you don't need so many documents, you don't need to read all these agreements. Trust me, if you don't read it, you're viable, you're digging yourself into a big hole. It's your life. Read the agreement that you're signing. You know how agreements can affect people. You know how agreements are made, sometimes to even ruin your life. You could ruin your life over an agreement, a written agreement. So make sure you read what you're paying for, what you're getting. It's good for you, your knowledge as well. And also, if something happens in the rental places, there are always places to go and complain. You can complain, you can go ahead. Here, everyone has a voice, so don't keep anything intact. And another story that I need to share, there's this one girl that I know. So she was living in near Deakin campus at a house, and this was a Sri Lankan family. I'm sad to say, but this was a Sri Lankan family who owned that house, and she rented. She was living rent in that room. What they did was, whenever she starts cooking, they come in and say, don't use the ovens that much, don't use the gas that much, don't put the heater in your room, you can't use the laundry, like you can't use the, like, everything that they agreed that they're going to give. So this girl felt very trapped, like she can't do anything. Like they're basically turning off the lines in the ladies, like in their room, like the electricity lines, the water lines, like cheap stuff like that. So be aware of those kind of people as well. Okay, next thing, are you guys tired or not? I'm just gonna drink some water. If you guys have any questions from everything that I talked until now, drop it in the comments, and I'll see if I can reply. My throat's dry, so need your advice for my daughter who has done the degree in ID. Yeah, I'll be coming to that soon. Yep, I'll be coming to the professional job soon. So again, I want to talk about the university. Whatever the university fee that they have quoted you, they might be saying 16,000 per month, per semester. The university fees always increases. Trust me. I agreed when I was in Sri Lanka for 3,900 per unit in Deakin University. When I came, the next month they increased to 4,000. The next semester, sorry, I was talking about the next semester. The next semester, 4,100, 4,200. By the time I finished my degree the last year, I had to pay 4,000 600 or something, 4,500 or 600 per unit. Always keep that in mind. Don't have a fixed thing. Oh, so they told me 3,900. The university fees is 3,900 per unit, blah, blah, blah. No, they always keep on increasing. So make sure you make your calculations according to that increase as well. uh, if they won't give bond back, what should we do? So if you have a legal written document, there are authorities. I can't remember the rental authority, like Google search rental authority complaints, or where should I complain about my landlord or something like that, and file a complaint. Put all the documents in proper step by step, why they didn't give you, blah blah blah, and just lodge a complaint. Or if you want to take it further, you can seek advice from a lawyer as well. You can consult a lawyer for like $150. But again, check whether it's worth it and go for it. Because I know students, we have a lot in our plate. We have a lot to do. And is it something that we have to dedicate our time towards, like a complaint to go forward with? Again, it depends on your financial income. Uh, yep. That's good. Got an offer for Masters Business Analytics. That's good at Deaking. Nice semester fee. Yeah, perfect. So Natasha, I think as soon as you come here, apply for barista cafes, as well as this age care stuff. You definitely get it. You might need to do a certificate or something, but I'm saying your caregiving would be more beneficial for you than the barista. Like that would pay you more money and best for your time. So target that. Baristas, okay, but that's more, the other one's more stable. uh, do you know about masters in business analysis? Is it hard? No, I'm not sure about how the difficulty level of that. But again, what I would like to say is, do you actually need a masters? If you're coming here for masters, cool, that's good, that's good. If you're coming here for bachelors, all right. After bachelors, do you actually need a masters here? Because listen to what I'm about to say. In Sri Lanka, or the mentality that we have is, the more certificates that we load up on our resume, the better. Big money, everything good. You have your bachelors, you have double bachelors, double masters, double PhDs, double. But that's not the case here. Okay, what's your final goal? Do you want to have a lot of degrees? Do you want to have like double degrees, double masters, blah blah blah? If that's your goal, if you like that, go for it. It's totally fine. But if your goal is getting into a professional job, good money, get very good money, excellent money, build your life, buy houses and all that stuff, the amount of degrees, the amount of paper qualifications doesn't matter, has zero impact. You can have one degree, get into a professional job, show your skills in that job, climb the ladder in that job, or keep on applying for different jobs. Get like, you go into a job, you get enough experience from there, okay, and then you apply for another job with that experience, you transition. This is still from one degree, okay. You gain more experience in that, and then jump to another company, you gain more experience. Then now you're highly qualified, and you are highly in need in the market, because you have a lot of qualifications in the job market, because the job market here pays for your skill and your experience, nothing else. Not your degree, not how many degree paper certificates you have. Now, regardless, if you have a PhD, they are scared to hire you, because they're like, oh, he's overqualified, he doesn't have the real industry skills. Okay, that this is a true scenario. I've heard people with PhDs telling me this advice, giving me this advice: don't do your PhD. That's the first thing. First of all, I'm not going to do my PhD. There's no point of me doing a PhD. It's just going to be a waste of time. But there are people with PhD who literally told me, if you want higher salary, because once you do a PhD, you can only work at a university as a lecturer. And a senior lecturer, probably you can go like below dean, or you might get like other research jobs. But when you say PhD, it's a lecturer. So lecturers, senior lecturers, have a specific amount of money that they would get, education, that's it. But if you're working, let's say, from your bachelor's or master's at a chemical plant, you're a senior project manager, oh my god, that's where the money is, you know so you get my point, yeah, you get my point. How do you say it again? Okay, I saw. What if we are working more than the hours, like 50 per fortnight? Will that still be a problem? Unfortunately, okay, during my time, when basically during COVID, I had unlimited hours. The visa conditions were different. Unlimited hours. So I used maximum. But right now, I think it's 48. Please don't work more than the hours that you're given, because now they are very strict. The visa is very strict. The visa restrictions are very strict. That's going to bite you later. Because I know personally people who did more than the given hours. Like recently, they went to Sri Lanka, they came back and they had a big issue with their visa stuff, and I think they got rejected again, and they had to go back to Sri Lanka. And this was something that they did long time back, like 3 years back. So please don't go above your restrictions. If you have, drop it down. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but your future, your life matters a lot. Okay, because you don't want it to affect you when you're about to get your PR or when you're about to get your citizen. You don't want it to affect. So I know it's hard, but try opening up a business. Try working under a not a business. Like maybe if you can create websites, you give your services on, or if you can teach, you start your own business, like a tutoring business. You can tutor and get a lot of money. It's not your hourly rate. Those kind of stuff. Yes, you can. You can get a lot of money. And I know people here, like girls here making cakes, a lot of money, like 160 $200 a cake, very good, very tasty. And they have a lot of business, like they work from home basically, and they got a big business going on. Like I personally know people. Okay, so there is no limit. Like if you need to find money, there are ways. Okay, and again, it depends on your skill. I can't tell a person who doesn't have skill these informations, because they are going to be like, no, it's impossible. I can't earn enough money. I can't do this. These are restrictions. These are blah 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 blah. They come up with a lot of excuses. That is a skill issue. That is a skill issue with that person, and I can't help it. I can't keep on telling these people that, no, this is what I did, you can also do it. No, no, it's impossible, blah blah blah. For a person with that mindset, I can't literally help. So skill issue. If you have a skill issue, that's fine. If even if you have a skill issue, that's fine. Now you know you have a skill issue, improve your skill. That's fine. What else? uh yep, that's right. Okay. Okay, let's resume. Okay, what's the next one? Things to consider. Okay, how to land your professional job, your first professional job. I like this topic. Okay, because you do your degree, everything, for you to get your first professional job, and you want to make sure that you get a good paying one. Okay, because there are a lot of, you can work at a professional place, but you might be earning less money than you were when you were a uni student. Trust me. But you want to target good money. Again, I don't know whether I was lucky or I was very strategic. This is what I did. When I was about to finish my degree, okay, so the last 3 months, so if I'm finishing in November, like 3 months before, I created my resume and I applied for all the jobs through LinkedIn, Indeed, Seek. Okay, the other one. And in my resume, so this resume creation, I want to create another, like a totally different video about this resume creation, because a lot of people are doing these resumes completely wrong. They just put all the generic details, yeah, blah blah blah, no character, no nothing, like no uniqueness. And they just keep on uploading their resumes into this, they're applying for these jobs, and they get rejected, and they are asking me like, that doesn't work, Indeed doesn't work, Seek doesn't work, I'm not getting jobs, because you haven't tried properly. Okay, let me show you how to try resume creation. I can't finish this whole topic. But when you're creating your resume, don't put a lot of generic details. A lot of people, what they do is their name, blah blah blah, the first para, I am a good team player, I'm a good skill level person, this, I'm very good at this, I'm a fast team employee, I'm a good team player, I'm honest. Do you see, like when I'm saying it to you, does that ring a bell? Does it grasp your attention? Tell me, does it grasp your attention? No, it doesn't grasp your attention. So how could this be different? So this is for everyone in Sri Lanka as well, okay? Because I know this is going to be helpful for you guys once you finish your degree, because the final goal is getting the job. When you're creating your resume, okay, the first sentence, this is what I did, okay. I excel. I can't remember at the top of my head, but this somewhere on this. I excel in team. I'm a good something like this. I'm a very good team player because we had a project about intruders being captured and uploading to a Google Drive to notify the customer. Why would I say I'm a good team player? Because I led this project. I made sure we I made sure that everyone interacted with this project. Everyone had a part to do. We had a lot of multicultural people in this team, so it was a good skill for me to develop my multicultural skills. So that reflects that I'm a good team player because our team project scored this amount with a successful rate of over more than 70%. And this is why I conclude that I am a good team player. Do you see a difference? I said a quality of mine and then I backed it up with real stuff. Like, how did I become a team player? The other one, for example, if I can work very fast at stressful environments. Again, this is an example. I was working with this team. We had a deadline. In 2 hours, we needed to finish this. I made sure everyone stayed calm. I made sure their mindsets right. And then I analyzed everyone's strengths and weaknesses. According to their strengths and weaknesses, I gave them their task because now I know his weakness. John's weakness is this. So I should not let him do this task, but I'm going to let him do this task because that's his strength. While William there, his weakness is John's strength. And I understood everyone's characteristics. I understood the person because that is one of my abilities. I can understand a person very well. I can understand their characteristics very well. So according to that, with that information, we did the project, we scored 70%. These are the analytics we got. This is my data, blah blah blah. See, I'm backing myself up. I'm backing myself up with my qualities. You get it? Please do this. I know it's like when you type how to write a resume, some bullshit. They give like bullshit answers, bullshit generic. But you gotta back yourself up. Okay, even like for example, if it's data analytics, you should say I did this project and I'm a very good analysis. I can properly analyze this data because from the data that we got, let's say a lot of people walk through the camera and I analyzed the most peak sessions during the day. And I made sure during that peak sessions, I enabled this light and this helped me get a proper picture of the person. This is like over the top of my head. But you got to put in some work into that resume. That's one. And don't put after your qualifications, don't put a lot of like your O levels, your A levels, whatever you do. Just put your degree. That's it, your highest qualifications. Because to get to your highest qualifications, you have to do all of that. So don't just load the resume up. It's not the quantity, it's the quality of the resume. It doesn't matter if you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. No. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna be like, that's it. So if your first sentence you fuck it up, you fuck it up. Sorry for my language, but I want to make sure that you guys properly understand this because it's a very deep topic. These resumes, because everyone says it's hard. It's hard to get a job. Obviously, it's hard when you're not trying properly. Okay, please. So the first sentence should have stuff like that, and then the second you got to show your soft skills. First was your hard skills. Hard skills are technical skills. Basically, your coding, for example, or your whatever skills, whatever degree. For example, coding, analysis, what else? Designing. Those are hard skills that needs work. Soft skills are your characteristics. So basically, how fluent you are, how good you are, how good you are with people. Can you understand people? Like those kind of qualities, basically qualities of a person. Here soft skills matters a lot because in your field, in any field, you'll be working with a team. Most fields you'll be working with a team. So you need to show that teamwork ability, you need to show that you're flexible, you need to show that you're good, you're on time with stuff. So soft skills here is a major, because they can find a person like you with the same hard skills. Imagine how many people are coming out with the same degree that you have in your graduation, the whole batch. For example, Bachelor of Computer Science. How many people did I see graduating with a Bachelor of Computer Science degree in the same intake? More than 150, 200 in my university. So think about other universities. Almost close to 600, more than 1,000 people with a Bachelor of Computer Science in Australia graduates the same time that you graduate. So what's going to make you unique? Those are the hard skills. 1,000 people have that hard skill. 1,000 people have the degree, but not 1,000 people have the same soft skills. You know, that's going to make you unique. So that was a bit of a rant. Again, I'm just going to go back 3 months before. Once you create a resume, I applied. So make sure you have a LinkedIn profile. Again, don't think LinkedIn, that's just social media. How can I get a job from LinkedIn? No, try everything, because I created a LinkedIn. Okay, and don't just create a LinkedIn and do nothing. Do something with it, because LinkedIn is a place where a lot of CEOs, a lot of industry people, professional people are there. You're looking for a professional job. You should not be scrolling on Facebook. You should be scrolling on LinkedIn. So you upload your resume on LinkedIn, and don't just have a casual photo, casuals and stuff like that. Have a professional photo. And throughout your university, so this I'm telling, as soon as you come into university, have a LinkedIn profile. Okay, don't just wait till the last moment you finish your degree. Have a LinkedIn profile. Tell what degree you're gonna do. Create small posts. You guys know how to create posts. You guys are on Facebook, you guys are on YouTube, you guys are on Instagram. Create a small post about, for example, if the degree that you're doing is again Bachelor of Computer Science, because I'm talking about my experience. Let's say robotics. Okay, I'm going to create a post saying my first project at Deakin University, the the crazy robotic experiment. Today we did this is the analysis, we use these kind of equipments, and my our goal is to make this robot stand up or something, or let's say to make this robot stand up. That small post is enough. Post it. Okay, every project you do, post an update. It's easy, it's not going to take 10 hours, it's only going to take like 30 seconds of your day. Post regarding your professional stuff, because you're targeted to get a job in that field. That stuff, even if you are working as a, let's say, a nurse. Normally nurses are different, but let's say doctor or nurse, you just say, this is my we did this, we did a heart, we attended like a heart thingy today, and these are the medicines that they gave, these are the studies that we did, blah blah blah, like a small update. Even if you're a chef, this is the dish that I made. Again, you get my point, yeah? Touch. What this is going to help is, when the time comes when you finish your degree to apply for a job, they're going to check your LinkedIn profile. Oh shit, this guy has been like very interactive. Like he's actually doing the degree because he likes it. He's very interested in it. Because here it doesn't matter how brainy you are. Okay, you can be brainy. Yes, good for you. Yes, good job. You can be brainy. But they want to see a real person who's actually working hard. You are striving for knowledge. You can't just be brainy with, just chilling like that. You need to show that you're very interested. You be like, oh, I worked on this. I'm not sure what to do after this, but I'm gonna, find a way. Even your problems, you put it on LinkedIn. My current project, for example, my current project is facing a problem with the robot standing up. These are the researches that we did. We will continue to make sure that we do our research and make sure this robot stands up, for example. So these are very important for your future. And with the LinkedIn, if you can create like a small website, a free Wix website, those are free. It doesn't have to be very handy or something. Just put all the projects that you did in uni, all the units that you did, the projects that you're supposed to do in uni, per unit. Keep on updating it, because that's going to show your interest. Okay, go that extra mile. Don't be like a typical person, average person, Not doing that extra, make a random resume, put your degree, and saying that you don't get a job. Don't be that person. You clearly know that if you put that extra effort, you can clearly get a job. Yes, so put that extra effort. I know it's hard to find these. You might be knowing, like you might be thinking, yes, I need to put that extra effort, but you don't know what to put. Now you know. Yeah. LinkedIn profile, resume should be number one. Keep on updating it from the day you land on Australia, the first unit that you do, the first project that you do. Okay. Cool. That's cool. um okay, this is a very everything was important. I keep on saying this is a very important, but everything is important. How to face your first professional interview. Okay, so now you have done your LinkedIn, you have done your resume. Now you want to face, you got calls for your interviews. Don't wear casual and go. Here, dress well. I'm not saying dress expensive, dress well. You can dress well for cheaper price. Have a good long sleeve shirt, comb your hair, look very presentable. And in the interview, so every interview that I did, I wore that. I was doing my delivery thingy, and then I got interview. So I wasn't at home. I had to take my laptop with me. So as soon as I knew that I had an interview, I quickly changed, put my tie in the car, and then I introduced myself. As soon as I introduced, I said I'm currently in the middle of doing a part-time job, but just be honest. It's fine. Everyone has to do a couple of jobs to survive. So please don't lie. I'm emphasizing it so much because I know at that point when you're about to get a good job, you want to lie, like you want to get that job because that's going to sort your life out. So because of that, you might lie somewhere. It's natural. It's natural. I'm not saying that you are raw, you're bad for lying, you shouldn't do this, you are a bad person because you lied. No, because due to the circumstance, I understand you need that job, and that's why you lied. Don't lie, because that's going to affect you a lot in the future. If you don't know something, for example, they ask, Nisal, can you do this coding language to get to this level? What I said was, no, sorry, I'm not very familiar with that. I haven't done any of that, but I am willing to learn. Use that sentence. If they ask you, can you do this, during the interview, and you genuinely can, you genuinely can't, don't say, yeah, yeah, I can. That's bullshit. And they know, because you are going to get caught. Don't say, yeah, yeah, I can. Say, if you don't know, these are the stuff that you don't know. Sorry, I'm not very familiar with it. I haven't heard about it, but I'm willing to learn it. I'm willing to learn it. You need to show willingness. You need to show that you got this, you're willing to dedicate your time and learn that whole thing. So don't lie. Please don't lie. And this is just in life as well, you shouldn't lie anyways. But this is what that, I might have lost some jobs because of it, but I got a very good job. My job that I'm currently doing is the first professional job that I got. And let me rephrase, all my friends applied to jobs. I got the job before I graduated. I went to the graduation ceremony while having the job. Okay. And my starting salary was very high. I don't like to say the figures, but it's very high. It's what someone would get for like 5 6 years in the industry, and this was my entry level job. If you guys want to believe me, you can believe me. If you guys don't want to believe me, you are free to not believe me. But I faced good interviews, and even in the first interview, I applied for an entry level job. And during the interview, I spoke like this, I spoke very well, I spoke very genuine, you know and they were like, I told all the skills that I have. Don't keep skills inside your, like, inside your mind, because they can't read your mind. You got to tell them. It's not showing off if you're telling proper skills. They need to know more information about you for them to hire you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? When you're about to buy something, shouldn't you know more about the thing that you're getting? Or do you just blindly give your money and get it? No. So basically, same thing in a company. They need to know more about you. So say it. If you have good skills, say it. And so in the first interview I did this, and they were like, you are very good, you're very good for this position, are you happy to take this position? And then I was like, is the salary high? And they were like, yeah, the salary is high. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, sign me up. But that's just some overview. Don't lie, and you'll definitely succeed. So professional, LinkedIn profile, resume, and that's how you talk in the professional interview. And there's, again, I'm just touching very like the surface levels because I need to go through all of these topics, but I'm just giving you the main subtopic so you guys can note it down and target this. So I will be in the future making like one specific live video where I teach you guys how to create a resume or how to find part-time, just that. But I know now everyone needs to know like these kind of information, so this is going to help you. Okay. And then soft skills I talked about. Okay, so when you have the when you have the interview, obviously they're going to call you and be like, yeah, we selected you for this interview, this is the date, are you free? You say yes, blah blah blah. Now quickly research about the company, asap. Research about the company. If it's a company called, sorry, my bad. If it's a research, if it's a company called Orange Electricals, okay, you have an interview with Orange Electricals, quickly go to their homepage, go to their about us, see the people. Now you know the people's names. Go to their LinkedIn, go to their Facebook, go to their Instagram, whatever, stalk them, get information about them, uh, find out what the company's goals are. Goals, mission, what the company's mission, goals, where they are lacking. For example, if it's me and in my industry, my level of positions and stuff, I would go to their site, I would do all of their research about us, mission page, the company's mission, and then I would analyze where they, maybe like a small minor mistake that they could have improved. And then obviously in the interview, the last question they're going to ask is, do you have any questions for us? Or they might ask, what do you know about us? Don't just say, I know that you're an electrical company. No, you need to show interest. Again, do you see the same attitude? You need to show interest. You need to show interest in everything that you do, or else don't do it. You need to show interest in your life. so so then they ask me, what do you want to, do you have any questions? I would say, so I read about the mission statement about the company. uh, when was this issue done, or do you mind telling me more about how this maybe electrical thing started? Like this example, I'm picking their brain, and they're like, "Oh shit, this guy has done his research. He's good. He's good. He's got some questions." And I would say, don't be scared not to speak. Okay. So I would say, and then I found this small error on your website. I feel like it could be better if you guys use these kind of colors because it's good for the UX UI. And I went through the site and I found these mistakes and these backlinks broken. So that's just my tips for you. Like, even if you don't get the job, you've done your research, you've shown that you're a crazy person, and if they find another person, they would regret. Honestly, like, make them regret. You gotta do that extra bit more, because here you can't afford to lose them, because you've done your upload, you've created your resume, you've uploaded plenty of places, you've done everything, you're in that interview. You need to hook them up until you get your job. You get it? This is anything in life, bro. I'm just talking about a job here. Like, maybe when you're starting your business, or maybe you're starting whatever, like, you need to be a millionaire. Make sure you get it, bro. You get it. Put some effort into it. That's why. Okay, that's so. uh is it hard for a girl to find job in app development? It's a male dominated place, but it's never hard because it all comes down to skills. If you can show better skills, they'll pay you for your skill. They'll hire you for your skill. So don't think about genders. Don't think about, oh, I'm a girl, so I'm not sure about this. I'm a guy, so nah. Skill is the keyword. Do you have the skill? Perfect. They pay you for your skill. Okay, so don't worry, just improve yourself as a person, your skills, up your skills, be a better outgoing person, have good skills, you're good. uh Okay, so then I just want to touch on other stuff as well. I touched on how to answer your first professional call, resume, face, job interviews. Oh shit, sorry, my bad. Rent command in the room. Okay, group assignments. I'm guessing you guys know about group assignments. The video that I made, university group assignments. You have to go with like different culture of people, different cultures. Take the first foot forward. Go on with the group presentations because you might get a lot of people that doesn't have the same grind, the same hustle as you, because we come to do our degree and build our life. Not everyone here as students are there here for that. They're just here sometimes, like a lot of other cultural people, they're just here to chill. So we don't want your GPA, your group, your mark to affect. So keep that in mind. I talked about this in another video, but group presentations, put your foot forward. Let's do this. Command the room. Okay. And then the harsh truth on the link between. Okay. Okay. So I think this is the last two topics that I'm gonna touch. Let me see. Show car. Okay. How to face. That's I did that. Understanding, showcasing. Uh, okay, that's also done. So if you guys have any other questions, in the comment section, just put it like on the chat. Profile photo, that's also done. Budgeting tips, that's done. Okay, the people you associate, I think I don't need to tell you guys this, but there's again different types of people here. You can easily go in the wrong direction. Please don't use your head. I know you guys are smart. You guys got this. So keep your money number one. Make sure you have enough money to pay your rent no matter what. If you have fees, again, depends. And what I would like to say is, can you afford your fees? Can you afford your fees? Again, it depends on the university. It highly depends on the university. Uh, because right again, my scenario was different because I had COVID, and that was a blessing for me in disguise. So for example, if it's like 4,000 per unit, it's very hard, bro. It's very hard. And I would say try out different like other small universities that have less, because here it it doesn't matter what university you get your degree from. Yes, it's going to impact a bit, but not a lot. It's going to impact if you are not a good person, like with some good skills. You can get a small, like a degree from some university, some small university, some small college. You somehow find a job, and then you showcase your skills, or you do what I said and showcase your skills. They're going to hire you. You get it? A university name would never get you a very good job. Just the university name itself would never get you a good job. You can graduate from Harvard, you can graduate from Oxford. If you can't speak properly, if you are not a good team player, if you don't have soft skills, you're going to get overshined. You're going to get overshined. That's the truth. A university name itself would not set your life. You would set your life. You get it? Okay, cool. What else? I want to make sure. Okay, your first day at your work. Now you finally got a job. Okay, you finally got a professional job. You're happy. Your parents are happy. You're like the breadwinner of the family. You're like with a full suit. You're happy and all that stuff. Go to the job. Talk, 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 talk a lot. Here everyone talks a lot, especially in the company. Everyone talks a lot. Like it's a lot of talking. So you got to develop that soft skill. Okay, go into the company. As soon as you see the receptionist, hey, how are you doing? Good morning. How's stuff doing? Talk with everyone here. The better connections you have in the company, the better you're gonna go. You can work your ass off, but you're not gonna get promoted or things like that if you don't have that social skill, that social aspect. Anything in life, even if you're doing a business, you need that social aspect. Have you ever seen a guy running a business who's just in his bedroom alone, and then his business is booming? No. Even for a businessman, they have to go out, talk with people, interact, have some good skills, create connections. Just be out, bro. Don't be an introvert. Yeah, go out, talk to people, even on the road, just talk to people. Even in your company, talk to people. Be that person, be that guy, be that girl, so that's how you ace your day at work. Okay, that's it from me. Any questions? Let's see. uh what do you think about artificial intelligence? Will it be replace jobs in the future? It would replace small jobs, but not if you have a good skill. Can it actually replace a very highly skilled technical programmer? No, it would never. Have you seen that AI where they challenge the grandmaster and the grandmaster wins it? Who the chess grandmaster? So somehow it's out of topic. No, they would never. Yeah, so they would never. Okay, they cannot unless you keep your skills up. Unless you're up to date, you if you are not up to date with the industry standards, if you are not up to date at all, obviously not AI, a random person would replace you. Forget about AI. Forget about AI. A person with lower qualifications would replace you. You get it? You have to be updated. You have to have good skills. Always keep on improving. These are very basic level, basic theories. You have to update your skill. You should show that you're a very skillful person and nothing's going to replace you. You get it? Can they replace President Donald Trump? President? No. So something like that. Okay. What is the best university that you can recommend? Best university? What do you mean, like in best university? Like, do you want to pay a lot? Probably best I would say is University of Melbourne, like in Victoria. But me personally, if I had to go back in time, I had no liking to come to these big universities. Deakin, I like it. I just like the vibe of it. And I really knew that it doesn't matter what university I went to. It all comes down to me as a person. I need to be skillful. You get it? Let me just scroll up and see the questions. I'm planning to study a civil engineering degree. Does it have a demand? Can I get a professional job? Again, these kind of like this thing. There might be a lot of people. Okay, you just have to make yourself unique. You just have to make yourself more skillful. Okay, any industry is saturated. Any industry, any industry is saturated. Even aerospace engineering is saturated. Okay, there's not just one person with an aerospace degree. There's a lot of people with an aerospace degree. So it all comes down to how skillful you are, how you present yourself, whether you as a person is showing good skills, unique skills. You get it? Like you can literally do a very saturated degree and you can succeed. Regional, major regional versus cities, does it really matter? This is from my experience. Okay, if you guys are coming, I know a lot of you guys are in Sri Lanka. And for the PR thing, like I don't want to give any visa advice because I'm not a migration agency. Um, none of that sort. But from my experience, if you guys are coming and if you guys are targeting PR, make sure you come regional. Okay, that's just my advice. Because now they are very strict on giving PR and stuff like that. So at the starting itself, go regional. That's easy because in regional they give PR easily. Okay. uh, yeah, regional areas do have fewer jobs. Yes, they do. But you can always find a job. You can always find a job if you apply the things that I said. You get it? You can never not find a job. Yeah, Latrobe's all right. I'm very biased. I like Deaking, so I'm always gonna say Deaking's very good because I'm biased. I went to Deaking. I like Deaking. Latrobe's all right. Latrobe's all right. Da, da, da. Do you think? Do you think being an introvert person can go through this? I can't speak as an introvert person because I'm not an introvert person. There might be introverted people who very low chance who actually gone through all this and succeeded because for everything that I said you need that people skill, you need to be able to communicate with people, so you might be an introverted person. It's fine being an introverted person, but be subjectively extroverted. You get what I'm saying? Subjectively extroverted. That means depending on the situation, you just switch your personality. Forget about that. It's gonna be hard, and be an extrovert at that point because you have to talk with people, bro. You have to. Why do you want to not talk with people? Why do you want to just lock yourself inside the bedroom? Why do you want to lock yourself? So please don't be an introvert. Um, Let me just scroll up. Oh, there's a lot of comments. Let me just scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. What should you recommend? Homestay or rent your own small room? I would say, for privacy, best if you rent your own small room, like a small apartment. But apartments are very expensive, so it's out of the budget. So you would have to stay in a homestay, like a shared house. But trust me, you would need privacy. Like, you would have zero privacy. And I stayed like that. It is what it is. But forget about privacy. Like, you won't get privacy as a uni student. Maybe after you get a professional job, you can move into a nice, apartment like mine, and have some good privacy. And I'm just looking at the comments. Currently nosy, and I'm 18 and do two jobs: cleaning at night and hungry jacks in the morning. I might actually quit to work at hungry because the rate is really low. All right, that's good, my guy. We were both in the same track. That's good. That's good, bro. Uh, I think this is it. Will the language matter initially? What do you mean the language matter? You have to be able to speak English. No, I wouldn't say fluently, but like anyone should understand. Make sure you speak properly, because accent and stuff, it doesn't matter. But if you speak properly, that's good. Because you can't survive here if you can't understand and talk with their language. Because here English is a bit different. The way they are talking, their slang is a bit different. That just brought me to another story that I had while when I was at Hungry Jacks. The deliveries used to come at 1 a.m. So a very strong Aussie guy, like a very strong Aussie, meaning like he speaks Aussie slang. Like, how you going, mate? Shrimp on the barbie kind of stuff. So his name was, I think, can't remember. Uh, some Baron or something. So I used to call him, Mr. Baron, how's it going? And he's like, Mr. Nisal, how's it going? Like, he's like a typical trucky kind of Australian guy. And then, yeah, like, just have talk with random people, bro. Like, honestly, during that time, you had to talk with random people. You gotta grind. Um, all right, bros. I think that's it for now. I do have another ebook that I'm thinking of giving it for you guys for free. Okay, this ebook is basically covering everything that I did. So I'm going to give you guys for free. I just need to find a way how I can give it to you. It's called. Let me show you. Let me show you guys. Okay. So this is the ebook. I've created this ebook. Okay, gladiator mindset from lecture halls to boardrooms. So this covers a lot of information. Yep, this covers a lot of information and stuff. So you guys can have a read. Maybe drop me a message on Instagram. I'll find a way to send it, or maybe someday maybe next week I'll find a way. So stay tuned on my Instagram. I would be doing more lives like this, more tips for you, as well as, if you guys are interested in fitness, you guys can see me work out, stuff like that. But yeah, I will let you guys know when I release this ebook. It's free. It's free. I'm just gonna give it to you guys for free. Have a good read. Get yourself sorted. If you guys have any questions, maybe drop me a message on Instagram. Hope I see and I reply. If I see it, I'm definitely going to reply. But I would be doing more lives like these specific topics. So, anyways, good luck, guys. Much love, and hope you guys had, like, very good information with this. You guys found something new, and I wish you nothing but the best, bros. I wish you nothing but the best, and yeah, good luck with everything that you're doing. And I hope to see you guys in Australia. And I'll be uploading like more videos on YouTube, so I would be more active on social media. But focus on yourself and succeed, bros and girls. All right, guys, take care. See ya.